guys, welcome back to N7 Paintball, and today I'm going to be doing my review on my Milsig MK3 CQB Pro. Basically what I'm going to do is tell you all my attachments that I have on it, and then go through some pros and cons of the marker. Basically to start off, I have the Milsig Marksman barrel for the TIPX. It's a 250mm length barrel, and I have the birdcage tip on it, which I would say is like another inch on it. So it's really good for me for like close CQB, because that's how I set up all my markers is CQB, because I like to get in tight, and one day I might convert it into a rifle. I don't know. Anyways, for now, it's rifled inside, which means that if you have first strike, it does work. Basically, the only time this barrel will see first strike is if I put it on my TIPX, because as you can see, it's a round collar magazine, so the Milsig CQB Pro will probably never ever see first strike rounds unless you convert it somehow to square heads, which there are people out there who have done it. But it basically like takes out all the metal inside of your the marker here when your mag fits in, just so it fits the square head mags. I put on the railguards just basically for looks. I like the darker earth color. I was going to try to put a darker stock on it, but Milsig doesn't really make the matte stocks anymore. They moved on to like the new Gen 2 cat stocks for some reason. So trying to find a matte stock is like more or less finding a needle in a haystack, or finding Waldo for that matter. The sights just came stock on the marker. They're just basic flip-up sights. They almost look like the Rhino sights that you can find on like most Airsoft websites. The sight I put on it is I bought it a long time ago. It is a NC Star sight. Basically, I just use the sight for just like as a reference. Like if I look down range and like the red dot is almost on a target, I know it's generally in that area. And then when I pull the trigger, fireball, then I'll adjust depending on where the ball lands. The riser is for when I have my mask on, it's easier to see the red dot. I kind of went on about this when my intro video for my gear. I put a hockey grip tape on this because this grip is a brick in your hand. So putting on the grip tape, I found really helps. What I didn't know about hockey grip tape is that there's actually no like adhesive on it like you would with normal hockey tape. So it actually just adheres to itself, which I thought was going to be a problem when I play on the field and like my hands rub against it. But it is actually not come loose. I'm not sure if you can see that, but on the back there it kind of rubs a bit due to where my thumb lies. But that's the only wear and tear on the tape that it has. So the tape is literally like a couple bucks, and don't need to buy any of those expensive like rubber grips that I know most markers have, but Milsig doesn't sell any extra grips. Alright, now to go through some pros and cons of the marker. Alright, pro of this marker is that it has the legendary heat core that Milsig has been putting out now for a couple years. My experience with the heat core is that it is air efficient, and that I don't know if this has to do with the heat core, but I've never had a chop in the actual chamber, so that's a good thing. A lot of people, before I bought this marker, I've heard a lot of complaints about the heat core, about that like sometimes if you get below like 1,000 psi, air will just start going right through the barrel and you won't be able to fire. I haven't had that happen, so I don't know how to judge it on that factor. That was one of my main concerns when buying a Milsig, is that the heat core does have its tweaks, but I have yet to come across those. But as soon as I do, I will let you guys know, and then if I can find a fix for it, I'll let you guys know as well. A pro is that it's fairly accurate. Even with the stock barrel, it's really accurate. So within 3 shots, I can get the guy if he's poking his head around the corner. I guess Pro, if you're into MagFed. If you're not, and I don't know why you would, but there is a place to put a hopper. It would be sacrilege, but you could do it. Okay. Some other pros is that it feels like a real firearm in your hands, as like its weight. Unlike my TM7, which is like a feather, this thing feels more realistic in that I could bludgeon someone to death with it. It also has a lot of rails on it. There's the top rail, and then your 2 side rails, and then a bottom rail for grip or whatever. Kind of a pro and con for the mags themselves is that I found I have a tool. It's basically a jerry-rigged electronic screwdriver that I put in there, and it winds it up. I found you wind these things too hard, it will malfunction. Like this.
Alright, hold on. Huh.
Is another function, well, I guess the pro to this, these things are easy to take apart. I literally, there's 2 screws. I was on the field. What just happened. I went off the field, undid these screws, reset the spring, rewinded it manually, and it was good to go. Like, these things are really good for maintenance, and I love how Milsig has designed these. And they haven't changed, because even for the square heads, it's literally like this piece pops off, insert a square mag, and you're good to go. So this design hasn't changed for at least 2 years, because I believe my Milsig's at least a couple years old, even though I just recently bought it for myself. So a kind of a con of this marker is that I would guess for all MagFed, from what I've known, is that paint is key. I was playing yesterday, and literally I would get a break in my barrel at least every round. And that was because we were using shitty field paint, and I can't really change that because you have to use the field paint. But to kind of save yourself, I have a barrel made, which is literally like, this thing is awesome, because all I did is put it down. Then it has a unique design that basically when you pull out the barrel, it squeegees your barrel and pulls all the gunk out, and then you just put in the fuzzy part, and it polishes your barrel. So I was basically good to go. So this thing was a lifesaver, especially for shitty paint. But if you are rocking good paint, I would say no problems. Another kind of user error that you gotta watch out for when using, especially the MK3 series or anything that uses your round collar mags, is that if you do not insert these mags properly, you'll get a ball popping out, and then it will break in your mag well, like this. And that's not pretty. Basically, if you have any paint broken in your actual mag itself, what you basically have to do is scrap that mag for the day, or if you can clean it on like your staging area, do so. Because if any shells or any oils from the paintballs get inside these mags are toast, and they'll just more problems for you down the road. But like I said before, these things are easy to take apart and maintain, so there's not an issue there in terms of like keeping these mags going and going and going, and also they're durable, so that's a plus. Anyways, so I would give the MK3 CQB Pro, all around, it's a great gun for MagFed. It used to be the go-to for like starter packages that Milsig would give out for people interested in getting into MagFed, and that's basically what I did. I picked up one of these, and I've loved it ever since. Unfortunately, due to me being a college student and not having much money, the M17 is kind of out of my range of things I would like to buy, as much as I love to. But anyways, guys, kind of on a side note, most of the vids that you saw inside the video here were actually taken at DMZ in Thorold, and they were with my buddy Noah. His channel's in the description below. You can see his view of his shooting, and it's actually kind of funny. He gets me in the top of the head, and it was just me just being doofus. And it was actually a good chance to actually work out the kinks with the MK3, and it actually works out, so I can put it into a video and share with you guys, and I can help you fix those problems. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the field.